What's good, YouTube? DM Gaming here, y'all, man. Guys, I know it's been a while, but it is what it is. There's a lot going on. I'll fill y'all in on that at a later date. I want to get into this video, guys, because college football, they're already making the next college football. I've been waiting to kind of start making videos on the next one because, guys, I think that's just my specialty. I'm not a content creator I'm not to the point yet where I'm making videos. You know, I like to talk about the lead up, the build up, and things like that, Bob. But with that being said, I am still avidly enjoying college football. But I'm seeing some of the same, not issues, but things that I want done better for college football, guys. And in this video, I want to talk about that. I want to go into a little bit of detail about what I really truly want and feel that would take this game to the next level. So if you're new to the channel and you haven't subscribed yet, or you just a Poindexter and don't know, what a 5-star team looks like, hit that subscribe button, become 5-star, get out of the portal, Bob. Bring the Louis bags with you, man. So, guys, college football, two major things that I feel that college football 27 can do, because y'all got to understand this. This is going to be the third iteration of this game. And most of the time, but I would say between your third and fifth iteration of a game is when you make drastic improvements. Number one, I'm going to say this. I'm not going to say a dedicated coach, road to glory type thing, but because essentially that's what Dynasty is. But guys, this game has to become more immersive. With the coaching road to glory thing, I'm really seeing EA is missing out on something spectacular here. And you can do it through Dynasty mode. You create your coach. Guys, I'm telling you, do not be surprised if this is in the game, because they're already opening the door for it. Currently in your Dynasty mode, you see coaches in the coaching carousel being able to leave to the NFL. You can't, but other coaches can. Guys, I can see this coming possibly next year or in the future for sure, that you will be able to take your college coach to Madden and vice versa. You'll be able to take your Madden coach to college. I can easily see that integration happening possibly next year. My thing is, I want a coach mode where it's more immersive. The game itself needs to be more immersive. I sit here and I play Madden, and Madden, guys, it's pretty immersive. There's a lot going on besides just the game of football, both on the field and off the field. On the field, Madden added the halftime show, the post-game wrap-up show. And guys, yeah, I know it's been better in previous years, but yet and still, it's good. It's a breath of fresh air. College does not have that. And I constantly recall college football 14 or NCAA 14, because the halftime show was awesome. And even after halftime, you had the report from the sidelines. I think it was Erin Andrews at the time. She would talk about things that the coach talked about, his game planning wise and things like that. Your studio updates. I don't know, the fact that they put studio updates in the game right now, but they just talk about the game from the studio update. As opposed to 14, they would actually flash to a different cut scene for the studio update and actually show you scores from that game. With what they've done in Madden, I can see them bringing it to college football, but guys, it needs to be brought up to another level, man. You seriously need to do a studio update and show highlights. You know what I'm saying? I think that when people play these games, or me, myself, I'm going to speak for myself. When I play a college football game, I want to experience it the way that I experience it on TV. I want to see those cutaway highlights. I want to see the halftime show. I want to see a pregame show and even a postgame wrap up. Like, that stuff is really cool. It builds immersion. It takes the gamer into a deeper level. And then off the field wise, you got to add more to it. There has to be more. A weekly wrap up show would be phenomenal for college football. I think a spring game would be astronomically beneficial to the offseason. Because right now in college football, the offseason consists of the transfer portal. That's pretty much it. They kind of are paving the way with different things, with the training and the players being able to gain weight and stuff. And guys, I understand it's a process. We're not going to get all of this at one time, but you may ask yourself, what's the benefit of a spring game? Well, guys, the benefit of a spring game is, number one, it opens the door for you to have early enrollees. Guys that enroll who've committed to your team, that instead of coming in during the fall, they enroll during the spring. Okay. And so they get a boost to their training as well. They are able to play earlier. And then the spring game allows you to get your team and really kind of figure out who you want on the field and who you don't, who your starters are and who your backups are. It's similar to like an NFL preseason in a sense. And guys, spring games are a part of college football. There was a time where spring games weren't even televised. Now, every spring game is televised just as much as the regular games. And it's important because it gives you a look at your team. It allows you to experience that. There were previous college football games that had the spring game in it, and they took it out. So it's something that they've done before. The East and West, the Senior Bowl. Senior Bowl was also something, which the Senior Bowl was in Madden, which I can see them doing that, bringing the spring game back for college football and bringing the Senior Bowl to Madden. And in Madden, it allowed you to unlock more of your draft picks that you were the players that you were scouting. It allowed you to unlock more of their ratings and attributes and things like that. And I think that, there could be some discussion as to what the spring game could do fully. I think, like I said, part of it is being able to unlock or see where your players stand, and also earn extra experience and things like that, especially for those incoming freshmen, the guys that sign the guys that sign to your team, being early enrollees and stuff like that. As far as Road to Glory goes, I can see them doing more similar to what they do in Madden with the circle. Don't be surprised if we see that in college football, because I was seeing like they have the brand deals with Oakley and Nike and things like that. And with NIL being a factor, I don't know why it wasn't in college football already, because guys sign brand deals all the time, and I think that the way that they did it in Madden with the circle and the superstar mode, I really like that. It's an immersive feature, because currently in Road to Glory, I know people want full high school seasons. That I don't just too much care about at this point. I was always one of the people that I wanted to get into the action. You know what I'm saying? And, my first time playing through it, yeah, it was fun, but I wanted the ability, number one, to super sim. They need to bring that back. I want to be able to super sim that stuff. But number two, I was on the fence at first about it, but the way that they do the moments, I actually like it. It's not bad because it gets me to the action quicker. But I do love how they are doing the recruiting stuff. My issue with Road to Glory is once you get to college, that stuff goes away. And I go to Madden and I play Superstar mode and I see the interactions and the immersive elements that they've added to that Superstar mode that gives you things to do outside of being on the football field. And I'm like, dude, this would be phenomenal for college. Being able to interact with brands, being able to interact with coaches and an agent and all that kind of stuff, because these guys have agents too now in college football. My academic advisor talking to them or something, it's bland. There's no, I know, once again, guys, there's not going to be a major overhaul of something within 1 year. Like that, it doesn't work that way. But I'm just saying things that can make a huge difference in playing that game mode. I know, their goal with the Road to Glory system was to kind of get you playing it multiple times. It wasn't a one mode end all be all kind of deal, but extend it, make it enjoyable, make it fun, because like I said, the high school part of it is immersive. There's a lot going on, talking to coaches, getting upgraded scholarship packages, quote unquote NIL or whatever, and being the whole recruiting process, and then like I said, once you get signing into college is copy and paste from last year, for the most part. Now, and you could even put the spring game in superstar mode. Now, I did hear rumors. There are talks about a stadium builder. I think that would add so much depth to dynasty mode in our rebuilds, because let's be honest, rebuilds is the meta. Like, that's, people love a college football rebuild. Everybody wants to take a small school and make them a powerhouse. The issue with the game is your level of success is not reflected on the field, because you take these smaller schools and you make them successful over a 30-year dynasty, which I believe it needs to be increased to 60. I know that, you're not going to be a head coach of a school for 60 years, but, 30 years is okay. 30 years is fine. But with that being said, the only thing that I don't like is, you're rebuilding these schools, you're making them bigger, you're making them better, you're raising their prestige, and then you're still stuck in a stadium that holds 15, 20,000 people. You know what I'm saying? You're not able to upgrade the stadiums. Now, the workaround for that until that happens is going through Team Builder. But the issue with going through Team Builder is you lose the stadium introductions and things like that. Now, that's another issue with this Team Builder. I mean, with the Stadium Builder, that they're going to have to work out, that if they allow you to upgrade your stadium, how is it going to affect your team's introductions? Because that's a big deal in the game. And I don't think that's something that people really think about. I think that's a hurdle. We always talk about why they don't have that in college football. And I think that's a big reason why. If you end up changing your stadium, your introduction isn't going to be the same. They would have to literally, they would have to give you a generic introduction for your team. You know what I'm saying? Let's say, for example, I'm playing with Texas, which, probably not going to redo their stadium anytime soon. But their introduction is based off, the whole cutscene is based off of how that stadium is. They could probably keep some elements the same or whatever. I don't know. But that's an issue that you're going to have to deal with. But I think when you're playing with a school like, say, a Louisiana Tech or a Kennesaw State or Akron or, a Kent State, you're not so concerned with their intros. But thing is, they pride themselves. That's kind of a selling point of this game, is your team kind of deal. So yeah, it is a big deal. How do you work through those kinks? How do you work over that hurdle? Because like I said, that's going to be, everybody's asking for Stadium Builder in the game, but I don't think anybody's considering that. By doing that, you're not going to have the same team introductions that you have. You're looking on the screen now and see these team introductions, and some of them deal with coming through the tunnel. Some of them don't, and that's fine. So those are hurdles that you're going to have to cross. Overall, I think that the game is good. It's going in the right direction. I'm still enjoying it, which, I mean, heck, the game just came out, 2 months ago? It feels like it's been forever. But with that being said, college football has to become more immersive. It really does. Some people want the FCS teams. Me personally, I don't have to have them. It's fun, to have them, but there's not much, there's going to have to be a sacrifice. You either want those schools in the game, which adds like another 100 or so schools, or you want more depth to things like Dynasty Mode and Road to Glory. Gameplay wise, I'm happy with gameplay, guys. This stuff isn't going to be perfect. We've only had one major update so far for the title, more to come down the road. But overall, I'm excited for the series going forward. I wish them the best, and we'll be covering it. Let me know what y'all think down in the comment section down below, and what's a feature or what's something that you would like to see in the next rendition of the game. Let me know in the comment section down below. Till next time, y'all, thanks for watching. Peace.